Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Triple D, the AEW Double or Nothing review show. This is where Dezzie and Dean go over the predictions that we made and just sort of recap the show. And we also talk to you guys about who guessed the best. We had 28 responses here. We had 28 people take part in this. So that's me and Dean included. So, of course, I'm Des Loreen. This is Dean Midgley. Dean, how are you today, brother?
All gravy, dude. All gravy. How are you feeling?
Oh man, let me tell you, I'm a little bit beat up from this weekend. It was a little bit of a ruckus. Let me tell you, from the great wrestling to the friends we had over, it was a good time altogether.
Well, like I was saying, I got that drunk watching the show. I had to watch it the day after because I couldn't remember much of it. But yeah, I'm glad I watched it twice because it was brilliant.
Yeah, no, it was a super good show. So we're going to get into it. We're going to break down the card here just as in the order that it came out on the program here. And we're also going to show you guys the stats here as they came in for people guessing and how they did with the predictions here. So to start off on the pre-show, the Best Friends defeated Private Party. What do you think of this match there, Dean?
Yeah, it was just what you expected, really, wasn't it? Like, I think we figured the result would be Best Friends, pushing them as number one contenders. We haven't seen much of Private Party. And sometimes Private Party's greenness comes across, doesn't it? They're clearly going to be something special. But sometimes, you do feel a bit green. So, yeah, this went exactly how I expected, really. Like, say, a pre-show match.
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, like, look, it looks like majority as well. They figured Best Friends were going to beat Private Party. I think I was in the minority here. I thought Private Party could take the win here, but that obviously did not happen. But it was an entertaining show to start off the buy-in, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, great teams. Both great teams.
Yeah. And then, of course, we had the Casino Ladder match with Brian Cage winning that one there. That was awesome. Let me tell you, that match, there were obviously, I mean, there's going to be, it's a ladder match. There's so many people. It's mayhem. It's hectic. So there's going to be some spots. There were a couple of things that were a little bit sloppy because there's a lot of moving parts going on. But on the whole, though, that was an incredible match. Obviously, I chose the mystery opponent to win, which I think was a pretty safe bet. What did you think of the match, bud?
Yeah, it was great. And before we get into it, the very concept, this is something they can do at Double or Nothing every year now and build it as their, because it's different enough to Money in the Bank with the same sort of concept that I think like maybe next year going into it, we can have a lot more story build into it. So, maybe the guys could qualify and make it a big deal. So the match style, I love it. I love, and the match itself were great. I liked how it started with Kaz and Sky, so they could, and they sort of went to go for a ladder, but then were respectful with each other then, weren't they? And thought, no, we'll fight out till someone else comes. And then Kip Sabian come out, and you don't want two faces going against a heel. So he has Jimmy Havoc with him, which sort of levels the playing field. And then basically everyone who came out just went on a tear for the first minute they were out. Because we had Darby coming next, and that great spot from which can't be good for your ankles. When he jumped off the top of the ladder with a skateboard. So obviously we know when there that can't be good for your ankles. He wrapped himself out. We had Orange Cassidy being lazy. That were good. Didn't know how to almost work a ladder. Just stand on the ladder while it's on the floor and reach up. Everyone were down for 2 minutes. They could have won the match. Yeah. So classic Orange Cassidy work there. And Joey Janela wiped everyone out. Luchasaurus is a beast. Yeah. Cage, like you said, Cage come out, and that was a big debut. I wonder why I didn't pick him, but it's a good debut, is that, because he's a big guy. He's not a WWE guy as well, which is good. So it's like fresh from somewhere else. And obviously put over that here. And super strong. Everyone to take him out of the match, didn't they? They all had to work together to take him out of the match. Yeah. And they were down for a while. I think he even took Joey Janela, that's awesome Death Valley driver, off the apron on the top of him to sort of remind you that he was there while also taking more damage. And like you say, then obviously, did he bench press Darby Allin on the ladder as well and threw him out of the ring just before, and then went on to win. And
that was the spot where you kind of had to readjust him a bit there to get him to go there. Yeah.
Darby fell off the side, didn't it?
Yeah. But so we're looking at the poll here for who was the mystery opponent, and 10 people correctly guessed it was going to be Brian Cage. I was one of the people that said, I was the only person that said EC3. Some people said three people.
Said Drew Gulak as well. Why am I looking at that? I think I was only one for
Yeah. And we got Pac, we got Ricky Starks had 2, Zack Ryder had 2, Marty Scurll had 3. So it looks like we had people pretty on the nose here when it came to that. As far as who would win it, here's what we sort of had the breakdown. Out of the 28 people that responded to us, this is where they came with it. 42% said the mystery opponent was going to win it. So that's awesome. And then coming up next was going to be Darby Allin and then after that was Scorpio Sky tied with Orange Cassidy. So that's pretty split. But obviously, like, that mystery opponent was too big of a gambit, right? I mean, it could have been anybody. And it paid off big. So
really enjoyed the match.
Yeah.
Everyone looks good coming out of it. You don't, like, there's no losers in that sort of situation, is there? Just like a clear winner.
Right, exactly. So then next we saw MJF defeated Jungle Boy. Man, this was such a great match, man. Honestly, I had so much fun with this match. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. I love when they actually give these guys time to wrestle, which was super cool because, man, MJF, I'll never say enough good things about him and his work, but Jungle Boy is really coming into his own, and the character they were able to show here in this match, like that sort of that dynamic, it's just great, man. It just speaks to itself. And of course, we said this is definitely not the last we've seen of these two groups here, MJF and Wardlow facing off with the Jurassic Express. So I thought it was just a good match. Honestly, that as soon as Jungle Boy started favoring the arm, you could tell that the writing was on the wall there for him, I think. But he showed so much heart in this match. There was so much going on that I thought it was awesome.
Like you say, we've been working over the arm. You thought, he's setting up so he can do the thought of the earth. So then, obviously, the roll-up's a slight more surprise then when we had that technical sequence at the end.
Yeah.
But it were a great match. Like, MJF started with the same sort of, arrogance as he did against Marco Stunt. But obviously, Jungle Boy had a bit more fire about him. But what a fantastic heel MJF is. He's perfect. He's an uber heel, but you got the uber face as well. That's they're almost like career face and career heel there, aren't they? There's work the roles. And there were some good moments in it, like MJF, did he pretend to hurt his knee, get checked over by the doctor to try gain an advantage? And that reverse rounder on the apron, Jungle Boy on MJF on the apron, that looked brutal.
That was.
And then MJF, complete pro, still gives it the comedy heel sell of straight upright and collapsing. The guy's awesome. And great match. And I had MJF, and I think that was the right call. You don't take away from Jungle Boy, especially with MJF cheating a little, and then ref Aubrey accidentally knocking him off. So it was things were against him. So I think just good for both of them, and I'm glad MJF stays undefeated in singles competition.
Yeah, you see, that was the one thing I kind of wanted was Jungle Boy to beat MJF and to be that little guy that just how brutal, how annoying would that have been for MJF's character to lose to somebody who you thought was so much below you, right? So that's kind of where I came at it from there. But obviously, it was a super fun match. I had a great time with it. Cody defeating Lance Archer for the very unfinished AEW TNT Championship. Oh my gosh. I follow enough wrestling groups and Facebook and things to know when a zinc plated belt is just being displayed. Like when the plates are this is going to be plated, right? Man, that the title, you could see it was okay, I get where it's going and I like it, but and you know what I mean? Damn COVID, right? Damn COVID. That's what happened. They couldn't get it plated in time, but there's photos of it already going out where it's going to look better. But I've also heard Cody said that he might just leave it the way it is because this is how he won it. This is the title he won.
So I hope not, because it's not a very nice belt. It's not a very nice belt.
So for those of you who don't know, who aren't aware, they debuted the title with Mike Tyson. He came out, and this belt is a red strap, which I'm a fan of red straps. You can see right over my shoulder here. I've got a red strap tag team classic. Red strap with with silver plates. And I was like, okay, that color scheme is okay. But once you look at it, you realize there is no detailing. There's no plating. It's not supposed to be silver. They just didn't have the time to finish it. So they're going to finish the belt. We're going to see the new TNT. It's got some more detail in it. It looks nicer, but I'm not a fan of the font. My trainer, Marty Sugar, said the same thing. The font just doesn't hit him the right way. The way it says champion, I don't know. I'm too big of a critic of championship belts, though, obviously, so I'll let it slide. What did you think of the match itself?
Oh, really good match. Really good match between these. I liked how it started with Lance hitting a blackout, hitting his finisher, but Cody rolled out the ring, and the match was mainly just Lance being a beast, and Cody, if he tried to fire it up, he'd quickly get squashed out, and it were a really. Sorry, I lose my words there. It was a solid match until when Arn Anderson and Nat got involved. That when it got a bit diluted, because it wasn't very face of Arn to get involved. But then then you had Arn getting kicked out and Jake and then him coming back and then Tyson getting involved. That's when it went a bit But and also then Cody hitting 2 crossroads. Didn't feel like he'd done enough in the match for me to then finish it, even though it's 2 crossroads, sure. But Cody took a blackout like 20 minutes previous, you know.
Yeah.
So, but this was more about the story, and like the story had the right ending for me, you know what I mean? I think like Cody should have won and did win it. That's it. I'm just being nitpicky there and stuff, you know what I mean? Because overall, I've enjoyed the whole story that they've had between them, and I enjoyed the match. And it's just a shame that the title looks so naff when he's got to lift it over his head. But yeah, great work from both, and yeah, very invested in this story. I enjoyed it. There was some nice. I like the bionic elbow. He did the bionic elbow, didn't he? Just Dusty Rhodes' move, and that were nice and such. But yeah, we're good.
No, what I really like though is that when they traded off their mentors' finishing moves, that was cool. He gave him the DDT, then he hit him with that spine buster. But for me, the highlight of the match, and I gotta say, this speaks to live TV. This isn't a knock on AEW. It happens at WWE as well. The timing is just off. I love how they're periodically cutting back to Mike Tyson sitting there with the belt, and that one horrible cut where he's just like, and then they cut mid yawn. They're like, oh shit, he's yawning. Cut. Like,
yeah, it's not a good look, is it?
But you got to tell, like, as a producer, as the cameraman, I would say, okay, in my ear, Dean says, okay, Dez, we're going to show you in 5 seconds. Okay, Mr. Tyson, we're going to be on in 5 seconds. Can you look engaged, okay? And I get they want real reactions, but you're showing these reactions at times where it's like, oh, I'm supposed to react right now? Oh, man, right? It kind of looks stunned a bit.
Real reactions, didn't they? Because, like, when Lance did his usual, when he's beating someone up on the way to the ring, Tyson were laughing at that. But that was good because it showed that, oh, he's liking the energy. But then it cut to him in the match when he's like proper grinding Cody's face, and then Tyson's laughing. We're like, Tyson loves Lance and wanted Lance to win.
I think Tyson. I think Tyson showed this in WWE as well, right? As he was never like, okay, boo this guy, laugh for that guy, or whatever, right? That kind of stuff. Tyson just took it as face value, and I think he just loves seeing people get messed up.
Yeah, so basically, for him,
he's just like, oh yeah, man, yeah, hit him, man, hit him, right? He's just like, yes, hit him again. And just loving it. And I love that end there when he's stared down. He's like, he still showed. It was almost like he heard us saying it, because when he took his shirt off, it's like, yo, this guy is still ripped. And then just like in unison, he just flexes hard. And it's just like, okay, Tyson, you got this, man. You got this. So
good. Great shape, wasn't it? Fantastic shape.
Good on Iron Mike for taking the show on that one for sure. Oh, man, we have a viewer here. We've got a viewer. Hey, what's up? How's it going? We actually have a viewer here on YouTube. This is wild. We didn't expect this to happen. Yes, that's wicked. That's wicked. We're going to be releasing this out here. Oh, and they're gone. That was wicked. Popped in and popped out, checking it out here. Yes, for sure. All right. So then after that, of course, we had announced that Britt Baker had been injured on Dynamite the week before. So she was out with a knee fracture. I think they showed a bunch of stuff. Like it was pretty complicated.
A few injuries on top of it.
Yeah. And so we had Penelope Ford standing in for her against everybody's favorite alien, Chris Statlander. And of course, he's my favorite alien. And I was hoping Chris was going to win this one. And of course, I was not disappointed. How'd you feel about this one, man?
Yeah, it was a solid match. They're both good workers, but it was a TV match, like you say. The only problem with the no investment, because obviously we wanted Britt Baker to say it's a shame she's got injured. So hopefully she makes a good recovery. They're both solid workers. Like Penelope Ford, sometimes, again, you sort of notice little botches. She's a little bit green, but again, she's not ranked. But yeah, it was like a solid TV match. It was a shame that it was sort of like, felt like a filler match, and it's a shame it came just before the Dustin and Sean Spears stuff, because that also felt. So this was like a lull in the show.
There, you see, that's exactly it.
Well, that's because of lack of investment, But
yeah,
so that's a
not
shame.
their fault.
Like I say, injuries. What can you do?
Yeah, and that's exactly what we're cutting into right now. Was that this sort of Chris Statlander, Penelope Ford, with the build-up being non-existent because of the injury, we were sort of not as invested in that match. And then right away, we got Dustin Rhodes and Sean Spears, which on paper, like we said from Dynamite in our review, I was almost white hot for this one, because Sean Spears came out in a really, really unique way, a new format for himself, a new promo format. And he called out Dustin Rhodes and said, hey, I'm challenging to a match. And it started off like one of those things where, we've seen it before, where it's like, yo, he's not coming, just count him out. It's just count him out. This is it. It's over. Announce me as the winner. And he wasn't even ready to fight. I thought that was to me the big cue, was that Sean Spears wasn't ready to fight. He was there in his suit. And oh my gosh, of course we have the little Tully, right? We've got little Tully on the trunks, little Tully on the underwear. I mean, I'm sorry, but shout out to my trainer, Marty Sugar. I don't have your face on my trunks. I don't have your face on my underwear. So I'm not that invested. But we got a little bit of a mud show here, right? I mean, Dustin came out. We had some moves. We had a back and forth here. It got physical. So hopefully this isn't the end of that story. What do you think?
No, well, that's it. We all figured Sean Spears would get the win to help put him over after Evelyn had called him out. But it's almost like they just delayed that. It gets Dustin, I won't say a cheap win, but it gets him a win so he can still say he's relevant and for his record and stuff. And then we can just have the match where Sean Spears then, I want ready, I want prepared. I didn't want expecting a match. So when he is expecting it, you'd imagine him to win. But obviously, so I think we didn't really think of that as a story angle at all, really, which is why obviously I think most people have picked Sean Spears to win, like I did, and I think you did as well.
Yeah.
But only like it was a good segment to build up to it, but still not loads of investment. And then when it were like this, it was just like, oh, right, and like I say, this is when we felt like not a low point at the show, but where we'd drop down a touch,
Yeah, and then, but something definitely picked it back up again was the women's championship match here. The champion Nyla Rose coming in this match, I thought as favorite because just of how fresh the title reign has been. But obviously, I mean, I'm reading now, people are saying otherwise. And I mean, like it even says it right here. Look, it says it right here in our stats is that most people thought that Nyla Rose, out of 28 people, the majority thought that Nyla Rose was going to retain here simply because of how fresh her title reign has been. But Shida is so much more of a complete package and definitely showed that in this match here. What did you think of this one, man?
Oh, it was fantastic. They just knocked the hell out of each other. It was really physical. Lots of moves. We had table spots. We had kendo sticks broke overhead. We had the sets coming into play. It was a really physical match. They're both really good at what they do. Shida's a fantastic face, and Nyla is great. Nyla's had the best women's matches on AEW so far, because she knows her role really well. Yeah. And like I went for Nyla Rose myself, but that was based on like the breaker getting injured. My heart said, I remember I was struggling with that one. My heart said Shida. So I ain't bothered that I got that wrong because it was awesome to see Shida get the win. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a really feel-good moment. I'm like, yes. And I'm like, yeah, she's awesome. So it was really physical match. It was good. Really good match.
Yep, totally, man. And I think, like I said, Shida is champion. There's a lot that can happen here now. Nyla Rose definitely has a claim to that throne down the line, so I hope she gets another shot. But, man, what an impressive reign by Nyla. So congrats on that. But it is definitely Shida's time to shine. All right. So now the Exalted one, Mr. Brody Lee. Man, these guys put on a match here. This was something that I don't know, man. I'm happy with this one. For all the Twitter mooks out there that were saying, WWE rejects are headlining with the title match. What is this? This is why AEW is going to fail. No, this is why AEW will succeed, is because they take chances on guys like this. They see the promise in wrestlers and they let them do their thing. If you have not seen this match, Jon Moxley defeating Brody Lee to retain his championship, man alive. This was a good one. This was above average for me. I thought both of these guys never put anything like this on that I've seen together. So to see them again in a bit of a Shield versus Wyatt sort of reunion we've seen before, wow, man, this was a different story, man. This was a totally different story. What'd you think?
Well, I said they didn't get where they were before. They didn't get a chance to have these matches. We know that they can have these matches, so it was like good. Especially Brody Lee, you could feel like he had something to prove. This is I belong in the main event. Both of them do. If you let them, create their own characters and be who they want to be, and don't script them too much, they can bring out these wonderful characters. And this were again really physical match. Yeah, quite similar. Cody and Lance, in the fact that Brody was so dominating that when Mox tried to fire up, he couldn't really. That would stick, and it took a lot to finish him. Like the end sequence were great. Like I think Brody were going to put powerbombing through the entrance ramp, and then he got that had a paradigm shift through it. Almost took him out. It took ages for him to crawl out. He's blooded. He took a Dirty Deeds version of it, didn't he? And then he took loads of elbows. He took a full paradigm shift. And then he's like, I still can't, he kicked out at 1 after the first.
That was nuts. That was insane.
And then what? And then, so he's raining down elbows. It's a proper paradigm shift. What kicks out at 2? And he's like, well, how else am I going to finish him? So he just gets him in a classic sleeper. And Brody's massively protected by, he didn't tap. It's like it's only because he managed to lock that sleeper in. It took a lot to finish him. So Mox looks great for beating him. And we thought the minions would get involved, and that's how it's maybe lose. But it like they weren't involved at all. It was like about him.
Yeah.
You know, like he don't need him. He put on. It was like on. You felt like when it was finished on another day, Brody Lee could have took that match.
Absolutely, man, and that was exactly the feel.
Which is what you want. Both look really strong.
Yeah. You can't in that situation. There's no way Brody Lee, unless, like I said, this could have been the chance where, and it still is open to it because we still are before the next Dynamite episode, where, and the border, like I said, man, some kind of vignette, something where, you know, Uno and Grayson come out on the video and they say, you know, are you really the Exalted One? Couldn't get it done this time, did you? So there's opportunity, man.
Yeah, that could work. Yeah, I'd be interested to see where that could go, actually, yeah.
Yeah, man, yeah. All right. And here we go. This is it. Stadium Stampede. Oh my gosh. We had a couple of polls here. Again, thanks to Shanna for putting the polls here together. This was super interesting. We had 28 people. 28 people voted on this, right? All night long, 28 people. Who's going to win, A or B? And this is what we ended up getting for the Stampede Stadium match. First of all, does Nick jump off the goalpost? Most of us said yes. It ended up being Matt, but still, Jackson jumped off the goalpost. This is the interesting thing. Here we go. Insert Jackson here. The Elite versus the Inner Circle. Who is going to win the match? 50-50. 14 people said that the Elite was going to take it, and 14 people, including myself, thought the Inner Circle was going to take it.
Yeah,
dude. I mean, wow. Talk about impressive, man. That was like, this match had so much going on front to back. I can't even. It's in. Yeah, you know, like just there was so much comedy. There was, I mean, Matt Hardy. Any wrestling fan, I think that our age that was spent their 20s watching WWE and is familiar with all the product. We were laughing so hard, man, when they hit that pool and it was like the pool of reincarnation and Matt just kept getting pulled out. Oh my gosh. If you have not seen this match, Red Dead Redemption 3, Hangman coming in on a horse. This match, this it was crazy. Everything front to back from Jackson going all the way down the stairs, launching himself onto Jericho through that table, and then doing that. Oh my gosh. I felt so bad for Chris when he took that chalk duster. So I was like, turn your face. So he's like, don't let it go in your nose. Oh my gosh, man. There was so much in that match that was just like, please, more. We want more. And of course, that mega finish. Mega finish.
There's a few spots we still need to mention before that. What about the 100-yard suplex sequence?
Yeah, right?
Paul Sammy G, like, it kept cutting to him as he's at the 20-yard line, he's at the 50-yard line. It took a few minutes. Sammy, man, what a legend that guy is. Like I say, getting chased by a horse and such, that was crazy. He gets chased by everything. Sammy G is, he's amazing. He's amazing. MVP. But I will say about the Hangman thing, like, they started 4-on-5, effectively, didn't they, with Hangman then come out. And then, even though Sammy were back on the field, Hangman's still looking for it. A huge portion of that match was 5-on-4. Yeah. Which again, which I thought would have helped play into the Inner Circle winning, because obviously we're mainly 5-on-4, you know. So anyway, but go on, keep saying what you're saying, and we'll come back to that.
It was just such a crazy match where, like you said, even the bar spot there, you know, with Jake and with Hangman, like, that was amazing. There were so many moments in this match where you're just like, it was such a gift to the fans, right?
It's like he poured him a glass of milk and he poured him a whiskey, and he got Kenny making a glass of milk because he don't drink. But did you see when he cheers them, some of the milk got into that whiskey? And I was just like, no. And he just chugged it. I'm like, ooh. Yeah, that's not good. That's
curdled. And then, of course, you know, we got Sammy coming up to this platform way above in the stands, which was conveniently placed platform. I thought that was kind of cool, this little stage. And it's like, okay, what's up here? They're wrestling. And then we saw, I think, one of the most impressive finishing moves in pro wrestling, like right now, today, the one-winged angel there. I love it. I use it in WWE 2K19 and 2K20 when I was still sort of doing my more unrealistic moves, I guess you'd say. But wow, man, what a finishing move. And to see it from so high up, please tell us your opinion. Tell us your opinion on this finish here.
Oh, like you say, it was so high. It was like, and it was just delivered so clean. So they're both fantastic workers. It looks so smooth and beautiful, yet impactful. And it were, like you say, it's such a good move, and it were a good finishing sequence. But again, it's Sammy taking the pin there. It's like, it feels like he's done that a lot, and all the spots. I think he's been wrestling a bit face-ish, and all the spots, even though he's a heel, when he's getting like chased down, they're sort of endearing, aren't they? And then after all the suplexes sequence, when he's on the sprinklers, which wakes him up, and he can't see anyone around, he's like, I won, yes, because he's so dazed and confused, and he still has to go through all sorts. But I would maybe thinking they're doing a little prep rally out there, even though they've lost the match.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So they're like, even though they're losers, they won't act like losers. But then I did have a little thought of Festival of Friendship. Are they going to like talk about all of them, how awesome they are, but when they get to Sammy, big him up and then turn on him because he's not good enough. He's the one who keeps losing all these matches and all this, making him look foolish and stuff. Whereas the other guys are solid. So I had a little Festival of Friendship thought where they're going to turn on Sammy, but what a babyface turn that would be. And I don't know. That's just me fantasy booking, I think, there. I got a bit wild just because of a little thought, but maybe. Yeah. But he's been wrestling a bit faces too. And even the faces up against him have done heelish moves. Like Matt Hardy taking his boot off and biting his broken foot and such, So I don't know. I'll keep that back in my mind, but it did make me think of that. But also, an interesting point is when they shared that drink, that sort of like brought Hangman back to the sequence. And they did pose together because you even saw Matt and Hangman engaging, and they were like, even Hangman sort of nodding his head, and they all posed together. Yeah, because I thought that's why the Inner Circle would win, because of that fragmentation. And even though effectively it was 5v4 for a lot, it's like he stepped up at the right time, so they can still have the dissension thing going maybe, but it did feel like a unity moment. So I'm glad that even if they're going to beat the Inner Circle after having a disadvantage for a lot of the match, I'm glad they were stood tall together at the end. I don't think it would have worked if Hangman had walked off, because then it made Inner Circle look a lot weaker. But I like how Inner Circle, even though they are the losers, they're not going to act like it. They're probably just focus on all the things that they did to the Elite. Oh, did you see when we did that? Did you see when we did this? Rather than actually saying we lost. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're just going to focus on the small stuff. So, like we said, we had 28 people came in. It says 29 because number one isn't number one is the title. We had 28 people make predictions here. So we're going to go counting upwards. This is the bottom four. So we got Jesse, Mike Rose, Tom Ross, and then myself with only 4 correct guesses here out of a possible 9. So that's 4 out of 9. We tied there 4 ways. Hey, buddy, I feel for you guys. You know what? I enjoyed the show, and I'm going to start making better guesses next time, I think. So as we come up, we got Karen with 5 complete, Mad Dog, Marty Sugar, Anonymous Rex, and Jamal Gary, Jason Barber, and Dean, Kristen Overby, Junior Wiggins, and Liam. So this is making up the rest of the frame here for the 5. I don't want to spoil that here. Hang on, how we do this? Like we both did terrible, clearly.
Yeah.
I beat you. Woo!
You did. You beat me. You beat me, you son of a gun. You beat me by 1, Dean, and I'm taking this back. Dezzie versus Dean, and Dean comes out on top, 5-4 with that correct. There you go, 5-4 for Dean.
I can't brag. I finished 20th, and you finished 20. We can't brag about.
Yeah. We can't brag about that, but here we go. So we're going to keep it going up here. So that was 5 correct. So congrats everybody for being in that second bracket. Now coming up here with 6 correct, Kellen Nitro. Kellen with 6 correct. Ken Berry, he who eats first. Stephen Affredi from Yellowknife. Will Demke, Matt Wellington, Erica, John Ricketts, Josh McGee, Peter Cottontail. All right, Peter Cottontail, good job, everybody, right there in the 6th bracket. You guys got 6 correct. So congratulations for that. There's prizes there in the mail for having 6 correct. 7 correct, we got Rachel Grant. We had Shanna, Ralph Martin right there. So we got 3. It starts to narrow off a bit here. So only that's it. It's getting tight. So we're coming up
Shanna
here.
I think she might have added a couple of points up for herself. She was in charge of this, wasn't she? So we'll put an asterisk next to that Shanna at number 6.
Yeah. She's like, she just bumped her name up there in the last one here.
Yes, Ralph Martin. Yes.
With 8, Amanda. Amanda with 8. Alexander right there with 8. That's crazy. So coming up to the number 1 spot here, who is number 1 in our poll? Bo Bowers with a full 9. This guy guessed every match on this card. Unbelievable that we had somebody guessing perfect. So right there, everybody, Bo, Alexander, and Amanda. There you go, top 3. They tied for second, actually. So I guess Ralph is third. So we've got a tie for second and third place.
The winner got half points put together.
What's that? Yeah, exactly, right?
The winner got as many points as us two together.
Yeah. That's so awesome. So congrats out there to Bo Bowers. Thank you guys for playing. Honestly, we're having a blast doing this. We had a great week to start it off because we had the Dynamite, then we had the go-home show before Double or Nothing. So this has been an incredible couple of weeks here for us. Dean, how are you feeling about this, brother?
Yeah, I'm enjoying the ride so far. Like, at the very least, I just like talking to a good friend about wrestling, about good wrestling.
And
so
that's it.
It's fun. It's fun for me. If someone wants to listen and see what we got to say, then that's fantastic.
Yeah. Awesome. Even the better. Yeah, this is it. So thank you, everybody, for subscribing. Like I said, this is it. Triple D Entertainment. We're here on YouTube. We're on Facebook. Check us out. And we're all over the place, man. So, hey, you guys have a great week. It was an amazing show. Honestly, out of 5, how many would you give it out of 5 on the whole? Double or Nothing out of 5?
I think it was, apart from the 2 lull matches, which were Statlander and Spears, if you take them off, it's 5 stars. It was fantastic. Every match was really, really good, really good. So, but I'd say 4 1/4 because of them 2 mainly. Otherwise, everything was fantastic.
Yeah, I'd say 4.5 here because like I said, Chris Statlander, to me, just seeing her in action, seeing her win, wasn't too much of a deterrent for me, even though Britt was out of that match. So that was good. So I'd say 4.5 stars for me out of 5. It was just a super fun time. So again, thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Thank you for tuning in. And stay tuned because we're going to be reviewing Dynamite again this week. See you guys soon. Take care.
Peace.